guy was sharing. He said he was living in his car and he didn't have anything. And he was feeling pretty peaceful. But then, I don't know the situation, but he needed to sell his car to get some money to do something important, like he had to do it. And then he said his peace got jacked up even more. It's even higher level of peace now. Right? Does it make sense? No, not to the mind, not to anybody that doesn't know what it feels like to relinquish control of this self-will. It doesn't make any sense at all. But he's saying the more that life keeps stripping from him, he keeps getting more peaceful. He says he's the most peaceful he's ever been. And he's not being a spiritual foo-foo. I can tell the difference. I can spot those like really quick. You know how a girl can spot if a guy's working her? Like she knows, like if he's in a car way over there, she knows like, oh no, he's gonna come over here and try to work me. They're pretty good. So I can do that with the spiritual foo-foos. See? So he wasn't talking like that. It was real. It was an organic realization. And every time life took something from him, it deepened his surrender more. What happens when you deepen surrender more? You get more peace. If you want to compare that to the business world, every time you sell more products, you get more money. See, most people get excited about that. Wow, I'm getting more bigger. I own one skyscraper. Now I just took over these other two skyscrapers. Yeah, but what about the people there? Oh, I don't know about them, but at least I got more. Then they get a high. Now, then you have a higher, more conscious group of people where it's the opposite. The more that life takes from them, it's like the more peaceful they get. Now you can't do this as a technique. See, again, the mind will hear this one. And I used to think this way too. I'm gonna go in the Himalayas and just be with nothing. I'll just bring a tent. Yeah, I'm not equipped to do that. It's too hard. So you can't do it or I'm gonna live in my car. When I was in LA, because everything was so expensive, I'm like, I'll just stay in my car and keep the money. Oh yeah, it's a good idea. Yeah, no, I lasted a night, I think. So but life didn't prescribe that to me. If life prescribes you something, then life or the divine will give you the power to see it through because there's some lesson in there. So life is giving you the power to do it. But you can't see the mind, everything's contrived for the mind. It wants to, when he hears a story and then wants to go duplicate it. Oh, this happened to this person, so then I can do it now and it's going to happen to me. No, you have your own curriculum. You have your own individual story, tailor-made for you. This story that this guy was telling, it's tailor-made for him. And he somehow accepted it. That's the key word. There's nothing that happens in your life by accident or in vain or bad luck. It might feel that way, you might think that way, but it doesn't mean like it's true. Have you noticed just because we think or feel something, we believe something's true, doesn't make it true? No, it's like this. This is the way. Okay, yeah, you believe that and you think it's true, but it doesn't make it true. It's not an absolute truth. So the point here is what the title is going to be something like if there's the less ground you have to stand on, like the more free you are. Yeah. Because everything's paradoxical when it comes to spiritual truths. It's all backwards. It's amazing like how mathematical that is. Everything's backwards. If you see the opposite of something, that's probably the truth a lot of times. Because having ground to stand on, what does it mean, ground to stand on? It means like you have a false sense of security because of your situation and circumstance. Oh, I'm in good health. I go to the gym and, I get gains. Not like that, but, I got some gains. And so, I'm healthy. That means I'm healthy. Just spontaneously, I can remember 2 incidents that means nothing. That's not a guarantee. We feel that's the point for saying that is because people think that, and it gives them a false sense of security in a belief that like, oh, I'm not going to die or something, because a lot of people are afraid of death or disease or something. No, I'm healthy. Actually, I can think of 3 examples. So first example, this was back in the roller skating days. We used to go to the skating rink, try to impress girls, how fast we can roller skate. But anyway, there was a guy. He was really good. He used to beat me racing. I didn't like that part, but he was healthy and a good dancer, and he studied martial arts, and he was just, like, everybody thought he was healthy. Boom, he got a heart attack. 20 something. Done. There was, some of you might remember this. This is more public, in the public eye. Her name was Flo. She was a track runner, and healthy. And then she went to sleep one night and didn't wake up. Nobody knows, like, what happened. What's the third example? I forgot. Two's good enough, though. So we don't know. That's an example for that. All right, for that category of feeling like, well, I'm not going to get sick. Oh, the third example was a girl that she was a dancer in New York, and then she ended up getting a car accident and broke her back, and now she's laid up and had to take pills and drugs, and now no friends, and has to live with her mom, and it just, her whole life just got crushed. Yeah, she probably didn't think that was going to happen. So that's in that category about having a false sense that, I'm going to be healthy forever or have no disease. We don't know. The other thing is with money. Let's bring the money category into it. Oh, I got a lot of money. I got $1 million, and I have good investments, and I'm living off my dividends, and or I have businesses, I own land, and I have equity, and I can, like, if anytime I need money, I need money. Yeah, you know how easy that can get crashed. The whole economic system could just be turned upside down, and money means nothing anymore. I don't get into the whole. Some people live in that, though. The theories about what's going to happen, and this is going to happen, and that's like, I'm whatever. Let it happen, or not happen. I mean, we're on this planet for a short time. Like, what difference does it make? If it happens, God means He ordained it to happen. If it didn't happen, it's not supposed to happen yet. There's nothing we can do to make it happen or not make it happen. Have you realized yet the divine is playing? Like, we're like when I used to play with G.I. Joe figures when I was 6 years old, I'd create this army and that army, and then, he's, oh, he got killed, and oh, this army won. Like, God's doing that with us. It's a game, a play of, like, light and shadows, and you find that out when you leave the body. You're like, oh, damn, I didn't die, and I didn't really suffer. I had an experience of that, but where's it at now? Those who are more realize that while you're still in the puppet show. That's what Eckhart meant once when he said, die before you die. Yeah, this is the spiritual journey. We realize these things while we're duped in this software, or this cosmic 3D game that we're playing in. So, no ground to stand on. That was the point of those examples. Some people, life, there's no false sense of security. You're living in your car and you don't have any money, and nobody, okay, it's clear things are what they are. This is what this guy, the situation he was in. So there's no projected future, or those who are in prison or something, like, they're not getting out. They've already tried all their appeals. Like, there's no the mind can't create a false sense of security or projection. So they have no ground to stand on, basically. You're forced into an acceptance of life. If you cooperate with that, this can destroy conditioning and delusions and all these secret subconscious things that we hold on to, identify with, to give us a false sense of, like, joy and stability. This man's situation, he didn't have that. And so, but by grace, he cooperated with it. It's not a logical deductive decision that he made, or that we can make. Like, okay, it's better to cooperate with this, because then I'm going to be more peaceful than if I don't. Okay, I'm going to cooperate with it. You can't help it if you cooperate or not. The inner resistance, if inner resistance is in you, these situations are going to bring that out. Maybe he went through that. I don't know. I don't know the details. All I heard was the aftermath. The aftermath is he was at peace. Did he have to go through the grind and struggle to get to the aftermath? Well, yeah, on some level. I mean, in some situation. Was it that situation? I don't know. But that's my point. we can't skip this evolutionary journey that we've embarked on. So by talking about this, it might help prep you or make you aware of this process, so that then if you find yourself in this process, you can navigate it a little better. Because like, oh yeah, we talked about this. Okay, I'm in a situation. I've used my self-will to try to get myself out of it and change the situation. I'm like burning myself out. It's making everything worse. Some things you can exert your will and you can change, and you should do it. Other things you can't. This is the other things that you can't. This is the part that's missing in today's world. Not much is talked about on that level. All you pretty much hear is, you can do it, go get it, don't give up. Yeah, that works, 50% of the time. What about the other 50% of the time? There's some things you can't handle, you can't control, and you have to surrender. And this channel is more about that. There's too many other channels talking about the go get them things, positive affirmations, and it's lopsided though. So this guy, he cooperated with it, and look what life did. Life is like, damn, I wonder if he's ready for next level. Let's take him to he's ready for the advanced training now, or elite training. Maybe that was pretty advanced. Most would think that's pretty advanced, to having to sleep in your car and deal with that. Okay, let's take his car away from him. So I don't know what happened after that. He was in the process of having to do that. And if you're listening, brother, share what happened, because we want to know, and I want to know. So he why? How is it possible though? How is it possible to be in such seemingly, heavy, extenuating circumstance where, like, how could you find peace in that? Yeah, it's because, see, most people, they don't know what peace is. Peace isn't pleasure. It isn't like, most people define being happy by life going right, according to their projections of what right is. They get the car and get the girl and get the money and get this and everything. I'm happy now. Yeah, be spiritual, everybody. Like, everything's good. Yeah, this isn't happiness, because this ground that we're talking about not having to stand on, none of us are going to have any ground to stand on at some point. It's just a matter of time. We're not just going to lose the car and the money. We're going to lose the whole damn body. How prepped you are, how the way we exit this planet, man, is really important. The consciousness we have before we leave will determine where we go, basically. So this is why we're talking about these things now. You contemplating these things, or contemplating leaving the physical body, I've always liked that. Always liked it. There's something nice about that. It brings you back to ground zero. You're like, none of this stuff is really real or mine. And not to mention, you start getting in touch with, damn, really anything could happen. I was hearing the president talk for, I don't know, 30 seconds, mentioning something about a nuclear war. I hope we don't have one. But I don't know what he said, but it made me think. I'm like, oh yeah, man, like, we don't know. We're not going to be just like this virus thing that came out a few years ago. We weren't like prepared for that. You can't prepare when life's going to hit us with something. Did you see that movie when, well, there's a couple, the Cuban Missile Crisis, and also the one with how close we were to having a war with Russia. That documentary, The Man Who Saved the World. Man, we don't know. We don't know. All of a sudden, we just don't know. Sometimes I like contemplating those things. It doesn't bring any sense of fear or worry. The opposite. I'm trying to get to the point, right? I think I'm getting to the point now. The realization that there's nothing stable out here. Yeah, this is going to answer the question, how can he be at peace, or anybody be at peace under such extenuating circumstances? It's because there's a realization that takes place that realizes this pleasure and happiness we derive from, like, things going right, It's like a weak artificial happiness because it's going to change. It keeps changing over and over and over again. It keeps getting crushed. It keeps like we can't depend on those things. And this is the paradox. When we realize that, then it's like a deeper contemplation occurs. Well, what the hell can we depend on then? Because, like, I don't believe in my heart that we're supposed to be here and just feel bad and suffer. Isn't there a way to be at peace? Sure, there's a lot of spiritual foo-foos talking about peace and don't know what it is, but there's other masters, Yogananda, Sri Yukteswar, Ramana Maharshi, Jesus, Buddha, Krishna, Shiva. Like, I somehow believe them. They say that there's a peace available. How to reach that peace? Because if nothing out here is stable, I damn sure can't derive any true stability from like form. How can I reach this peace? And then intuition might start kicking in and grace start giving you downloads of the answer, which is, wait a minute, there's something inside me that's just kind of okay. There's like a stability. You can call it consciousness. You can call it beingness. It doesn't matter what you call it. What if I just start paying attention to that more? What if I try to absorb my attention and mind and just everything into that? This is how the guy was able to be peaceful when he was living in his car, and when he found out he had to sell his car, he defaulted back to that. Like, wait a minute, it's a car. Like, somehow God's going to take care of me. The universe is going to take care of me. I've been living in my car, and the universe is taking care of me. So isn't something probably going to happen, like, when I lose my car? Like, isn't there going to be another situation that I find myself in that kind of makes things okay? There must be an intelligence and a power here that's like taking care of everything. I mean, look at the insects and the birds and the animals. They have no cognitive thinking. They can't like think a thought. Instinct is running their whole life, and yet they're okay. They're like somehow okay. So even he may not articulate it this way, but something trusts that there's a divine power that's taking care of him. There you go. This is what we're trying to, this is the purpose of the channel and the purpose of the satsang groups. Is we want to, this is the purpose, to talk and to see what's covering this, what do we, is there anything we need to kind of do or not do, and this is the goal. To be more aware and have more trust and faith that there's this power here that's taking care of us. Yeah, that's the message. All right, I'll see you.